cigar connoisseur. I've been messing with cigars for a few years, but not enough to really just know the ins and outs and the art and the technicalities of cigars. So I'm still kind of learning, but yeah, figure out kick with y'all for a minute. But yeah, man, ain't too much going on. Like I said before, man, I had made a video about getting out the truck a while ago, and or not necessarily just getting out the truck, but going outside more than I usually do, and I actually been doing it, man. I actually had a pretty decent summer this summer. I had a pretty decent summer this summer, man, and just learning how to live in the moment. I'm the type of person I like to plan stuff, but just been living in the moment, man. So yeah, I definitely been going outside lately. Last night I was off. Saturday night I wanted to go to Chicago last night, but man, us old folks couldn't do it. Couldn't do it, man. I was too tired. So I ended up having a cigar, man. Had me a little cigar and a cocktail, man. I actually went to the bar, a little bar down the street from me, man. I just went and got a little drink and some cheese sticks. Came on back to the crib, crashed out. Like, what? I'm gonna go out Sunday for sure. So trying to just sitting up here kicking it with y'all, man. Trying to decide where I'm gonna go. But hold on. I think it's bad enough that I'm already smoking a cigar on YouTube. I know YouTube got all different type of stipulations and stuff. But whatever. I ain't monetized, so I guess it really don't matter. But confidence built through trucking. Yeah, I can't even hold you up, man. Like, my confidence has definitely grew exponentially since I've been in trucking. What I mean by confidence, just confidence in life, period. The confidence of feeling capable. I mean, yeah, I had confidence, you know what I'm saying, before I even came into trucking. Just, yeah, of course I had confidence. But like, just since I've been in trucking, man, for 8.5 years, my confidence has exponentially grew in different ways. It has added, I'm just gonna say, it just added to my game in life, you know what I'm saying? Not just game with women, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it helps with that too. It helps all around. But as far as my confidence that has grown since I've been in trucking, I can say if I was to leave trucking right now, the one thing that I would leave with, the most important thing that I would leave with trucking with and take with me throughout my journey through the rest of my life is knowing that I'm capable. Like I always say, man, trucking can be glorious, and it can, trucking can be real. It can be a downer sometime, man. This is a tough industry. I guess it just all depends on the person. I'm being realistic and putting myself in the shoes of other people, man. I know trucking can be tough just because, I mean, yeah, it's been tough for me at times, you know what I'm saying? So, trying to learn how to not be insensitive so much to a certain degree. But, trucking is challenging. It definitely can be challenging, all depending on what you're doing, what you're trying to do. And in my 8.5 years, yeah, man, trucking definitely has been challenging. And I've been continuing to supersede these challenges and rising up to the occasion each and every time. And that right there has helped me build my confidence even further. You know what I'm saying? Especially like having your own truck, like, hey man, I'm a simple man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff that I've had to rise up to the occasion to do with my truck and just things, you know what I'm saying, within the past few years, it's like just things that I didn't necessarily think that I was gonna have to like be worried about doing. Like, and yeah, man, in some situations, man, I had to really dig deep to like tap into my other self to be able to do things. You know what I'm saying? Some of this, a lot, some people might think it sound crazy, but a lot of this trucking journey for me, man, it's been a spiritual journey too. Real talk. Yeah, we got a little cocktail too, but it might not be the best thing to be drinking alcohol and things of that nature on camera. So maybe I can. I ain't doing it. I'm tripping, man. Anyway, but fuck that. Finna drink my shit. uh, and what was I saying? Yeah, through the time that I've been in trucking, it's been a challenge and just things that I've had to rise to the occasion to. It definitely helped me grow, and I can definitely say like my fundamentals as who I am as a person has never changed, but I am not the same person that I was when I first came into trucking. So it all depends on how it just all depends on whose perspective is it and how people is looking at it. Trucking has definitely made me tougher. It made me resilient. I mean, yeah, took away a lot of life. If I left trucking today, I'd be able to walk away from here with a lot of life skills and just life skills of just knowing that I'm capable. And that's all I needed to know. Just knowing that I'm capable. So I don't know how everybody else look at it. A lot of people is disgusted with trucking, frustrated with trucking. Don't feel like trucking is this, don't feel like trucking is that. But it just really just all depends on the person, and how they look at it. So, and it's common for a lot of people when they come in the trucking, they've been in the trucking a lot or for a while, and a lot of people tend to say that trucking has changed their life, and I can dig that, but I always tend to say that trucking ain't really did nothing for me. I had to do trucking. I tend to say that I've been able to change my life through trucking. I was gonna upgrade my life period, no matter which direction that I took. But trucking just happened to be the road that I took. You know, being in trucking for 8.5 years, I mean, when I think about it, yeah, is it other things that I could have focused on and put the same energy in the trucking into something else that probably would allot me an easier life, so to speak, or allot me to have more freedom of having a regular, quote unquote, regular life? Yeah, possibly. You know what I'm saying? Possibly. But I chose trucking. And, you know, I just stuck with it, and I'm gonna continue to stick with it till it ain't no more, you know. Hopefully that I get to ride it on out the way I want to do it before things change, you know. A lot of people think that things ain't gonna change, especially when it comes to automation and technology and AI. You know, I speak on this frequently. You know, I can't pinpoint when autonomous trucks is going to be a direct threat, but the truth is they already here. You know, I was just reading an article the other day about they already got a corridor on I-10. I think it's between California and Arizona. You know what I'm saying? And they got a company that's been building charging posts or charging stations along this corridor. So you know what I'm saying? Like it's already here. Like when we had these conversations about autonomous trucks, I think people think that it's just gonna be this day to where it's just gonna be appear in the newspaper or some media outlet to where it's be like, okay, they got X amount, 100,000 automated trucks ready to go, and tomorrow you're gonna get fired, and then these trucks are gonna take over. No, it's not gonna happen like that. It's gonna be a gradual process, which is already happening. So, but I think we still got some time to do some damage, to do some time to what, you know what I'm saying? Do what we came in the trucking to do or whatnot. But anyway, I guess that's besides the point of what I'm talking about. I'm talking about confidence through trucking. So I don't know how other people feel about it, but I know for me, yeah. The one thing that I've learned about myself through trucking is that I'm capable. I'm capable of practicing discipline. I'm capable of suffering. Cause yeah, being in trucking for 8.5 years, there's some suffering that came with this too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm capable of suffering, and I'm capable of figuring things out. I'm capable of figuring stuff out. And like I said, man, I just always been. I was not a born. I said this before in another video. I was not a born natural hustler. Some people are just natural. Some people are born with certain qualities. You know what I'm saying? I'm born with certain qualities, but I was not born to be. I wasn't born a natural hustler. You know what I'm saying? But it's like now, being in the position that I'm in trucking at this point, it's like, yeah, I have to be. I have to be a hustler. I had to think like a boss. I have to think like a business. I have to think like a visionary. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather, if like I said before, man, if I could, hey, if I could work for somebody and get the same perks that I'm getting now, having my own equipment and get paid the same money, hell yeah. And be able to take off when I want to, that would be lovely, but that's not realistic, would it? Is it? So in order to do things and bring my vision to life and continue on my journey, you know, I have to do what's necessary. And the vision that I have, I'm not gonna be able to carry out my vision working for somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have a problem with working for nobody. And I'm not knocking nobody for working for somebody, but I'm just speaking for me individually. Like with the vision that I've had since I've been in trucking, and the vision that I have, I have to rise up to the occasion, and it's a journey. You know, you know, today in social media, man, you got a lot of people, and a lot of this stuff is directed towards men, right? You got a lot of people trying to teach men how to be confident. How to get chicks and all this, dating coaches, whatever you want to call them. But you have a huge market for that on social media today. And a lot of people just, when they giving advice or they telling men how to do things and what to do, they always say, be confident. You got to be confident. Just be confident. You know what I'm saying? Just walk up to her and just be confident. But the thing is, man, a lot of people don't know how to build confidence. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people really don't know how to build confidence. It's easy to tell somebody, be confident. But how do you be confident? How do you even get confidence in the first place? How do you be confident if you've never been confident? You know what I mean? And something that I've learned through my whole life to now, as far as building confidence, man, my confidence on some real shit, I wasn't born with confidence. I had to earn confidence. And when I just look, you know what I'm saying, just reflect on my whole life, all my confidence came from jumping over hurdles, getting past obstacles, suffering and having to suffer through and withstand embarrassment, being shitted on, failure, disappointment. Not just triumphs though, you know what I'm saying? Not just wins all the time. The wins feel good. See, I like talking about my losses. I like talking about my adversities because the stories are funny. I could if I just talked about my triumphs all the time, it'd just sound like I'm bragging. You know what I'm saying? But you really get the you really get the meat of the message when you talk about the adversities that you had to go through. So my confidence, overall, my confidence comes from adversity. That's how I've been able to build my confidence. So my advice to anybody that's lost and trying to figure out how to build confidence. It could be with women, could be with anything. It seems like most people's problem today that their confidence is aligned with dudes trying to get women. But you know how you build your confidence? You have to get out your comfort zone. And you have to challenge yourself. You have to do the things that you didn't want to do. Part of building confidence is getting out of your comfort zone. It's a lot of people. Well, I ain't gonna say a lot of people, but I just seen people in my comment section, because I done touched on people making a decision about, you know, deciding if they gonna keep smoking weed or they gonna make the sacrifice to get into trucking, or they already in trucking, thinking about preserving your CDL. And I understand, man. That's something that a lot of people don't want to do. That's a comfort zone. But when it comes to bettering your life, sometimes you're gonna have to make decisions that's not comfortable, fam. Because I had to make that same decision. I didn't want to, at the time, I didn't want to give up smoking weed. But I knew in order to get to the next level, I had to. So I was willing to get that up. I knew that shit wasn't important. So it's things like that, you know, sacrifices, giving up weed to get my CDL. You know what I'm saying? That's a sacrifice. Making sacrifices, and when you make those sacrifices and you see those sacrifices pay off, that help build confidence. Getting up to a certain level, losing it, building it back up, that help build confidence. Enduring adversity, suffering on your journey, and seeing it pay off, that builds confidence. Like a lot of stuff in my life, like we just gonna narrow it down, particularly when it comes to confidence with women. Like where I'm at right now in my life, just, you know what I'm saying, as far as my interaction with women per se, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, of course I'm comfortable. It really ain't no big deal. But I done been through a lot of stuff with women in my life. You know what I'm saying? I done been all the type of males that they talk about, the alpha male, the beta male, the sigma male, the simp. I done been all them dudes. I don't really, you know, as far as like a simp though, because in my definition of a simp is a man who will allow a woman to walk all over him. He will provide value for that woman and allow her to walk all over him and not get the same courtesy reciprocated. Like, that's a simp. That I have never been. But you know what I'm saying? I didn't did some weak shit. You know what I'm saying? No hating shit, but you know, I got funny stories, bro. I remember I had made a video talking about loneliness and trucking. I forgot what I was talking about, but I remember somebody had left a comment. And they was like, yeah, it might be easy for, basically in so many words, they was saying like, yeah, it's easy for you to say that you don't feel lonely in trucking because you look like that you ain't never had no issues with women. And the person that left that comment, they don't know the half. They don't know the half. But even in that aspect with women, like, I've had to build my confidence, like I said before, through having to accept rejection, having to withstand embarrassment. You know what I'm saying? My confidence, my game, and my wisdom, that shit comes straight out the mud. Straight out the mud. When nothing was handed to me in no kind of way. The only thing that was handed to me in my life was love from my folks, my moms and my pops. That right there, I came into. When I look back and think about it, yeah, I'm grateful that I grew up in a loving household. You know what I'm saying? We weren't perfect, but it was love there. So it was love given to me. But as far as everything else, socially, out in the world, I had to earn that. Knowing how to deal with women and all that different types of stuff, that shit I had to earn. I wasn't one of the people who was just born a chick maggot. I had to learn certain things, you know what I'm saying? Through trial and error. But that's where my confidence come from as far as that. Going through trial and error. A lot of people, man, they just want the easy answers to things, man. They don't want to get outside and touch grass. They don't want to get outside in the world and experience life. The only way you really gonna build your confidence, like paying somebody to take a confidence course or paying somebody to tell you to be confident, I mean, I ain't knocking nobody's hustle or whatever, but I feel like to the individual that's counterproductive. The best way for a person to really get outside and to build confidence in your life, you have to go outside. And you have to be willing to get out your comfort zone. Not only with women, but you have to get out your comfort zone when it comes to chasing your dreams, pursuing a career, whatever vision you got for your life. You have to be willing to go outside and do what's uncomfortable. Trucking had added a whole nother level to my game. Real talk. Yeah, I'm sitting up here looking cool, smoking this cigar, you know what I'm saying? Feeling debonair. Hey, the trucking had a part in that. Because, like I said before, trucking is not no easy, especially if, like I said, depending on what you're trying to do in trucking, but trucking is not easy for the most part. And, yeah, trucking has definitely added to my confidence. Like I say, that's why I tell y'all all the time, I had no problem with telling people, man, I'm a trucker. That don't take nothing away from me and how I really feel about myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm a trucker. I'm cool with it because I appreciate the adversity that I've had to face since I've been in trucking. I appreciate it because it's just the iron that just made my steel sharper. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still getting better. So I'm not mad at trucking. Trucking will piss you off at times, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not mad at trucking. Like, I hate to keep talking about it. I hate to keep bringing it up. But I can't help it. Because this was like, this was kind of like a traumatizing, this was a traumatizing and an uplifting experience at the same time. But I always mention a lot when I had to change my starter on my truck. Now, I've done different things on my truck, but that starter was changing the starter for me. That was the hardest thing. And being able to execute that, it took my confidence level to a whole nother level. Like, yeah, that experience was horrible. For people, you know what I'm saying, people that watch my channel, y'all know where I'm coming from with that, but that just let me know that I'm capable. Because a lot of people ain't gonna do that. A lot of people that got their own trucks, they not finna change no starter. They not even finna try it. In the rain, a lot of people not even finna try it. You know what I'm saying? And that don't make me better than nobody else, but stuff like that, along with so many other things, man, it just let me know I'm capable. So if my time in trucking was to end right now, today, whatever I choose to go, whatever direction I choose to go through in life, I know I'm capable and I will figure it out. And who knows, like, a lot of people always saying trucking is declining. Hey, if trucking just folded up tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be tripping. Cause who knows? I'm a creature of habit. I chose trucking, so I'm sticking with it. You know, but it's probably something else that I can be doing that I don't want to focus my attention on because I'm so focused on the trucking. So yeah, sorry about that, man. I had to handle that B situation. But like I was saying, yeah, it's been 3 years since I had my truck, and I've been able to. I've learned a lot, still growing. You know what I'm saying? I don't really think I know nothing. You know what I'm saying? I know a little. I only know what I've been through, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? That's how I keep myself humble, and that's how I'm able to receive the wisdom. That's how I'm able to receive the wisdom that I have gotten. You know what I'm saying? By knowing that you don't know nothing. So I'm just pushing on through, man. But I hope this helps somebody. You know, yeah, trucking has helped my confidence to a whole nother level, man. Not just only my confidence, but it just let me know that I'm capable. I don't know how you feel. Maybe some people might feel me on this. Maybe some people might not. I don't know. But that's what trucking has definitely done for me. It let me know that I'm capable, and I can put, you know what I'm saying, whatever I put my mind to, I can do it. Real talk. So yeah, like I say, man, I'm just sitting up here chopping it up with y'all, man, before I get ready to head out. Trying to decide what I want to go eat. But anyway, man, hey, y'all, keep it cool out there. And till the next time, Vonnie EC, gone.